Okay, and then here's another important video.
Right. So earlier last week, I heard a comment that was made by Pastor Chiwenga. And Pastor Chiwenga was saying that Zimbabweans must stop saying that the COVID vaccine that is being given to people right now is being given to people to kill Africans. And according to him, he says that if the Europeans wanted to kill Africans, they would have killed Africans many years ago when they gave us the BCG vaccine. And many Zimbabweans are obviously taking that to mean that there is nothing sinister, nothing wrong with the COVID vaccine, which is an experimental vaccine that we don't really know what the side effects would be. Now, what I want you Zimbabweans to keep in the back of your mind is this. How do we know that the BCG vaccine was beneficial for us? How do we know that the BCG vaccine did not kill us? Can a person only kill you physically, or can people kill you mentally, psychologically, spiritually, genetically, hormonally, reproductive terms, and kill you in giving you a low life expectancy? I think that the BCG killed us. And I think that the BCG killed us because when you look at the fact that every single African country got the BCG to reduce TB, African countries are the ones that are on the TB list of this world. It is African countries that are ravaged by TB and HIV, and those are the same countries that took the BCG vaccine. The Asians also took the BCG vaccine, and so you will find on the list of most vulnerable countries to TB and HIV, you will see that India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and many of the countries that took the BCG are on the very same list. Why is it that the countries that took the BCG vaccine have the highest HIV and TB rates, yet the BCG was taken to stop us from getting TB? Why is it that the countries with the lowest life expectancy rate in the world, Southern African countries, Sub-Saharan countries, were the same countries that were given the BCG? Why are they also the poorest countries in the world? When I speak to those that did not vaccinate their children with these mandatory vaccines in Africa, I've got a number of friends who did not vaccinate their children. You will hear stories of how their children never catch the flu. They never got measles, mumps, and chickenpox. I got all those diseases. Most of the people I went to school with got those diseases. Most of us who went to school in my generation and generations after all missed a day or two in school because we either caught mumps, measles, or chickenpox, or trachoma, or one of these diseases that were spread in our schools when we were growing up. And you will hear stories of children that are in university now that never missed a single day in school. Another thing that is unique about those of us who got given the BCG vaccine and the other regime of mandatory vaccines throughout our schooling age, we all catch the flu every single year since we were born to date. Every year we get sick, we go to the doctor, we buy medicines, we all carry a medical aids because we get sick every year from the flu. The children that I know, children who are living today, that I know who didn't get vaccinated because either their parents' religion or some parents were naughty not to get their children vaccinated, those children don't get mumps, measles, chickenpox, and they don't catch yearly flu. Why? So when Pastor Chiwenga says that the BCG vaccines and the other Western vaccines that were given to us by our colonizers never killed us, how does he know that they never killed us? Because if we have to get flu every season, if we all caught measles, if we all caught mumps, if we all caught chickenpox, and we get the flu every season, it means that we were killed financially because our countries have got to import large amounts of medicines every year for those sicknesses that we contract and that are contracted by those who are given the BCG vaccines and the other mandatory regime of medications. We are a sick people. We're on chronic medication because of this. We are also the same generation of people that are getting diabetes. We are that generation of people that have got the Zororo Makambas dying young, the Shona Fergusons dying young. We are the generation of Menzi Gubane dying young. 40-year-olds are dying from diabetes, heart disease, and other diseases that you do not see killing people our generation in the West where they...
Well, but we never shabiwa, but we were injured, but people got injured. Some continue to die to date because the toxins are still in our systems, and there's and 20 years.
Kanjani ngayo le i-vaccine? Yebo kusasa singazondwa sisi kuthiwe siqamba amanga. Kodwa nangu umntwana ngumntanethu. Akakaboni impilo, uyaqalisa ukubona impilo. Zinyawo zakhe lezi. Ungezwa njani wena kungumntanakho? Ungumzali umntwana esuke esithi uyahlatshwa injection ye corona. Kodwa ayebuya lo mkhuhlane akade engalawo. Kubuhlungu lokhu sehlise izinyembezi. Esikhathini esiningi nxa umuntu ezobona ogulayo uyaziqinisa ukwenzela ukuthi laye aqine. Kodwa sehlulekile singabomama ngesiga ngesimo umntanethu bomama aphakathi kwaso. Ngiyanxusa wonke umama ozeleyo ukuthi nangu umntanethu uleminyaka emincane 26 years. Ulomntwana oyedwa ozakuya ku grade 0 next year, grade 1 next year. Ufuna usizo. Nangu umntanakhe ozakuya esikolo grade 1 next year. Ungezwa njani wena nxa umzukulu wakho unina ekulesi isimo? Ancediseke athini umntwana? Sihlala sisithi umuzi ngumuzi ngomama. Bomama sicela ke lisukume. Ake sisukume nini bomama sixhase nini umntanethu usebunzimeni. Ukuze umntanethu laye azizwe ukuthi ulabo mama abamnakekelayo. Akalahlekanga. Kodwa ulabo nina abamgcinileyo. Ngiyanxusa bomama sicela izandla ukuthi sincedise umntwana ayenelise ukuncedisa umntwana esikolo lendlini athole ukudla. Yebo kambe ulabazali ulogogo. Kodwa wena kungumntanakho kusokulomkhosi ongaka. Akungeke kusinde na ungunina womntwana. Lokho kungaphezulu kwamandla womuntu wonke. Nangu ya ugogo laphana ekhoneni. Enjeyana nje kalamali.
For no reason. I was thinking I'm doing the right thing.
It's your information.
Yeah.
Bekumuntu ongakhuli. Asimazi thina uzakhele ethi uphethe umkhuhlane. Asimazi uzakhele kuthiwa abayile emsebenzini ngoba egula.
What was your job before this? Paramedic.
Yes, KZN.
You were advised ukuthi as vaccinate because we are exposed.
Tonight, I'd like to call on every person who has not been vaccinated to go to their nearest vaccination station without delay.
Government must take responsibility for all the injuries that are experienced by members of the public. They must take responsibility. All the medication that we have, they must pay for that.
We went for a vaccination.
Embawa loko afale kumoya lento was starting to grow. Then now bathi bazong-admit afane nyosiwe because le kuku lifala nomthambo ukhuphula i-oxygen ilethe ebuchosheni
Then I went for operation. When I woke up, some family paper.
There is no cure for the complications of vaccination.
Prevention is better than cure. Don't get people sick with what cannot be cured and then give them small change. I mean, what is the value of life?
Vaccination is by far the most important way to protect yourself.
You said if you knew that you were going to end up like this, you would not have taken it. But you took it because the president and the health minister and others have said it is safe.
I was a man of good health.
Then motho mongwe o ile a re shaka message o bohlokwa ke ntate Jackson Mthembu. Ntate Jackson Mthembu before a tlhokofale na quote ile share this message and I quote are ha batho ba tlo tsebo re etsang as government ba tlo tla ko mabitleng a rena ba tlo gwela mare, close quote. Wa bona ha batho ba tlo tsebo re etsang as the government ba tlo tla ko mabitleng a rena ba tlo gwela mare. Okay, and then for everything to go as planned for the apartheid regime and foreign governments and their spine, that Ramaphosa, the judiciary had to be captured, and it remains captured. How do we know? Because the former Chief Justice of the country, Ndate Mogoeng, came out in a video and said that there was an attempt to capture the judiciary. They offered him 600 million rand, and when he refused it, he had to go. The former public protector, maybe Sisue Mkhwebane, which affects out like the pala money, those millions in foreign currency stashed. It's a SARS, it's a Reserve Bank, it's a the airport, it's a illegally got into the country, which affects out that black money. Investigator, then got speeding that Ramaphosa Mkhusa from office, and the courts allowed for that. The courts allowed for that to happen. And then coming to CR17 bank statements. Chapter 10 of the Constitution under public administration, public officials, public officers, government officials, transparent to the nation. Okay? And then there's also the Promotion of Access to Information Act 2 of 2000. Kaufela, this information was overlooked, these acts were overlooked. Basila, the bank statement. So, the European Union, the ansila for na cause rabon or no, Kibu Mamba capturing Tata Ramaphosa. And then Metro Med Peterson before Tokofala. Then I share message Obuklokwa ko Munengwa, the former public protector, Mebususu Mkhwebane, are living careful al Dilalin that Ramaphosa. He's got the courts in his pockets. And then speaking of pockets, Glencore, a trading and mining company from Switzerland, he admitted in a UK and USA court who is been bribing African government officials. This is the same company that had a partnership linked at Ramaphosa. It was in partnership with Ndate Ramaphosa. We hope that the dots are connecting. Makos, section 3. Our background. To ensure this documentary is not too long, we will only be focusing on things which are relevant to this matter. So I told background arena. So Rizarbona, all the chaos happening in the world and in the continent. Ratisad or Lerena effort to try and make a change, to make a difference. Okay, and then got 2017, Ratala, a non-profit company with Authentic Minds, established for the sole purpose of addressing socio-economic challenges in disadvantaged communities. So Ilera engager or Ilera service at the community, and then got 2019. So I get re-established 2017. So got 20 service at the community. Got 2019 Rabonor, even though there's a difference, a lot more isabatle. The limited resources that we have are really impact most chabe. So Raberi engaged at the Egurulen municipality, a piece of land, Morutlo Ahang, a multi-purpose center, Eto Tilanga scarce services in our community. ice skating, swimming, martial arts, kickboxing, weightlifting, and then a rehabilitation center so that they are already hooked on drugs, rehabilitate, and then go that environment drugs in to start with. Carpentry, furniture, so that there's a change in their lives. Then IT. So yabelur government explain na bona abanayo na land of that magnitude abanayo na land eka accommodating a center of that magnitude yabelur understand that rara researcher for land rathola some land elunko pilanuka rara bela ko masipala ekurweni municipality ya Chore pleke tselimbo pilanuka di classified under green belt and no person can own such spaces ke ka rone le government ya rena re botsa that information ya be lo re understand ager ra re ntse tsa research for land ra bona some vacant land ko Tlorkop ha re bela ko government re botsa ka yona ba tjo hore e owner ke Ntate Jimmy Dimitri from Greece ba bona ba re botsa hore motho o owner land ngata mo community ya rena ya be lo re rabolata ka bikokobetso ka hlompho ra explain hore rena re bomang ne re kopa re donate this piece of land or asa khone a re rekisetse we never sent in our account mara ne re tshepa since this is for public benefit government tla re rekela that land sorry makhosi so ra ha re ya ko that Dimitri Mithaza nga re nka serious as with a lot of Europeans abanki ma Africa serious so after it's until ya be lo rena re engage the presidency gore ko por ba expropriate that piece of land since the constitutionary land can be expropriated for public benefit so ntori entseng ile kwa Ntate Ramaphosa wolo cause in his mind anahana hore how can mere Africans ba re-expropriate land from his masters then the presidency ya tsola pele ka blacklist IP computer IP address arena from all access points to the union building. And then by doing so, by violating Chapter 10 of the Constitution under public administration, wherein the needs of the people need to be responded to. Yabelo reproducer the proof of blacklisting, Rachor Pelano, the presidency has to be terminated since Robilimla. Yabelo Bar Kenya go this department, IT department, Bar Rumelamu, and then Bar Feleta or Bar Bulele case. Barbulela case, Marquesa thing, yes, Bill Moy Fella. So na ranga that proof of blacklisting, Rabere Engager, the judiciary, the chief justice or the then chief justice of the country, Ntate Mogoeng. Rare we have proof for the presidency Robile Mlawo and it has to be terminated. So what happens? Here the proof. So when the judiciary did not respond, it confirmed what we already knew, where the system in its current format is not of any benefit to my Africa. Then ra proceed ka challenge the validity of the constitution, and then ka 24 June 2019 ra win that case. So case re win ka that information real sheretseng yona ko Codesa during na go re bua ka ko section 1 re bua ka the Codesa part ba bona rada ko section 2 re bua ka the Codesa part so ra fetsa win that case because again it was a closed meeting, so ra re kopa the court proceedings in the presence of local and international media. Yabelori, the chosen representative ya Ntate Mogoeng, Ntate Sello Chilwan, they will never go to court with us. Kampan re ko meya alo refa the land in river. Rabber tlhaloso ra sabata the land, re batla a system reset, ba bona ba ka se kgone go thusa ba romela ko parliament. Ko parliament ra ya ra thola Ntate Pilot Kwebu o dilang ka the amendment of the constitution. Yena ba re tlhalosetse gore re change di parts tse re sa dirateng ka constitution ra tshore the entire constitution is illegal, so re kopa go changewe everything re tsalle ka bontsha wa bona re tsa a system reset ra retsa jwalo a se batlo rutwa Ntate Pilot Kwebu ya ba le re botso we need to deal with this renke the court route wa bona so mara ra understand ka gore the judiciary rometse ko parliament re botsetsa go di judiciary, so rena ra proceed ka wotsang ka go ya go di community meetings ro mobilize the public gore government phela operate illegal wabona, and ilimatsa ma Africa in the process. So we need a system reset. So good meeting batho ba se rutwi ra bra le ko ANC Youth League event ra kena on the program ra ba botsa batho who were in attendance sorry phela your leaders ba etsa ntwe so mara still batho ba sa rutwa bona. So mara understand hore the government if about to dikipa le di food parcels rena re no tla fela ka the truth, so batho ba rutwa. So ra decide hore retse a covert operation wabona, ra decide hore re tlo bela ko government re ba botsa re batla that center and a huge farm so that batho ba te famele ba thole dijo free of charge wabona. So ra qala that covert operation that, and then once we get the attention of the people then re tlo initiate the system reset wabona. So yeah, and then that's how this document came about. Eli bona mo screening no. Okay, and then nerkupa unka this opportunity to respond Ntate Lazarus Baloyi, the lawyer on Renali meeting then. Number one, Ntate Lazarus Baloyi, we recorded you because we were on a covert operation. Number two, you are a lawyer. We are positive that you are educated enough to know the difference between a non-governmental organization and a private company. Number three, we didn't want to work under you. We needed privacy for operation of a system reset, and we had already observed that your programs are ineffective, so we didn't want to be a part of that. Number four, we didn't want to comment on the bill to amend Section 25 of the Constitution because we knew that it was a waste of time. 5 years later, what has it achieved? Totally nothing. Number five, we did address the issue of the farm when we were dealing with the office of the mayor, but it bore no fruit. Coming to the farm, Lena during the meeting, Luena, again, a small piece of land, not the one Erluitan Center Coin, more to Tusang, 1 or 2 people. So, Hanel Libato refer that piece of land, they'll understand more, it didn't matter or Eako private hands, as Lich on your document. You guys are just silly. That Lazarus. Okay, number 6. You mentioned that there are processes to follow when applying for funding. Which processes did the employee of the same municipality you work for follow when you offered us 10 million rand to fraudulently share with them? You only follow the law when it suits you. Number 7, after we defeated the judiciary and asked for court proceedings in the presence of local and international media, Ntate Sello Chilwani said they would never go to court with us and asked that we engage the mayor to assist with the land we need. That's why we said we had the support of the judiciary. Number 8, on the matter of the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform, you say that the provincial government is only asked to assist. In your understanding, Ntate Lazarus Baloyi, to assist with what exactly? Number 9, in your conclusion, you mentioned that you operate within the law. If that's the case, why didn't you go report the government for operating illegally after we made you aware of it? The law states that once you gain knowledge of a crime, you are obligated to report it. If you can ignore the law in some instances, why didn't you do the same and funded the center? In our conclusion, we say this to you: your selective law following is just silly. Thank you, Ntate Baloyi. Then as we continued our quest for a system reset, the government tried to capture us. And we say they tried to capture us because that documentary offering a partnership and also a piece of land. That offer is only on the table provided we stop our quest of a system reset. And then we say they tried to capture us because a former an employee from the former premier of Gauteng, that David Makhura, someone from his private office came to my house to beg us for 4 hours to take the deal. To take the deal, but the system reset and get that deal, but we refused. The deal. Yes, get bar fundile, our families never to pillar, and those near us. Mara, what about the rest of the people? I mean, re ka se re na le opportunity towards a system reset so that everyone gets to eat, and then rena ra inaganela ra be re nka those deals ba re capture so ra gana so ntho re entseng instead ko rile ko a prosecutor ko the Tembisa Magistrate Court ra fitla ra re we have this matter so ra tlhalosa case ya rena kaofela a tshore no there's someone o ka re thusang ka that case mara o tlo batla tšhelete then ra kopa di contact details tsa the prosecutor ne re bua lena a ga no re fa di contact details tae a nka tsa rena ro tla re founela. It's been 5 years now are so told you that call ya be lo ra le ko Rabasotho police station. Then ka di 1st April 2020 ra ba le meeting with the former brigadier Brigadier Mthombeni ra mmotsa ka case ya rena. Then ina responda ka gore our matter is too big for all the police stations in South Africa then a procedure re be le ko bontate Ramaphosa re ba re fentwe e re batlang ga ba sa refe then re ko the Hawks so rena ra bona re ya ko the Hawks it's futile because the system is captured so rena ra etsang ra bona re ngono re ko the public protector, the former public protector maybe Suswe Mkhwebane ra isa case ya rena then ra thola the case number 7/2-008722/19 so marliteng ra ska thola thuso and then at that time ra be re engage an employee of Ekurhuleni municipality our driver to a stay a fitla mola a tlo offer 10 million rand which we had to fraudulently share with them e ba tlhalo sorry this money will keep on coming because ke bona by approving that funding so this is the money given to non-profit organizations who are to the community so rena e be re tlhalo sorry we will not do that time we've got nothing, we have no cent, we are struggling marachori, we won't do that so we refused that offer of the 10 millions and then at the same time rabelo re-engage the community members but because it was during COVID during lockdown so aba fitla the community members ba ba kopa di food parcels because aba sebe a re sebetswa bona re bola ke tla so rena e be re fitisa message to Ekurhuleni municipality gore re kopa di food parcels a rena dijo so okay then go fita dibeke go fita a month go fita more weeks e lo re ntse re botsa municipality gore le ska lebala there's pregnant women, there's the elderly, there's men and women bas nandijo re sore ke tlalo so kanti masipala no sebedisa the pain ya the community ho tisha rena a lesson so bona na ba tshore lena le bo mang to go against government. We are going to show you that without us we are nothing so ba sebedisa pain no man tsere ba bosoro ba bosore ke tlala go feta dibeketso still ba sena taba until re mo bona a re sa batla the food parcels. We are going to do a documentary and expose everything. Then that's when we immediately got an email saying we are ready to deliver. So when we say to you the government does not love you, we know what we're talking about. So as little bona ke the email and then kids the food parcels tsere di thotseng okay and then ile writes a petition e re beileng go Twitter it's buang ka X then petition ya rena lona ya hackiwa but ba ska tlhola ba thubeka ba sign ka gore na ba kentse di software tse utswang personal information so people got scared as ambatla ba sa khona gore ba tsole pele ba sign throughout this ordeal ra tsola pele really blacklisted ile ra engage ke di councillors from our ward ba refer some email address ya Tiger Brand but this organization it thusa di non-profit companies so le na applyang so ra romela that email go boya that message bontshang gore blacklistiwa ra bua le the Gauteng Department of Economic Development ra tsholo re blacklistiwe le ko teng ha re butsang tate letswalo ka yona tate David letswalo a rena a tsebe ke mangwentse to show the system in the background er blacklistile and then as libona mo le the former mayor tate Mzwandile Masina le na re blacklistile okay and then mo screen no re tlo le bontsha conversation en rena le ona le an employee of Ekurhuleni me Priscilla disemelo 10 ne so mo la bona software antivirus ya rena ya re botso reng be careful ka that conversation ba kentse dilo tse leng re di utswang private information wa bona okay and then each time a robala ha re turn on web shield ya antivirus ya rena re tsoa re thola ile off to show that gore we are hacked. So a re sa gopolo if it was 2019 2020 or 2021 ya be re ya ko Twitter re tega ntate Ramaphosa and his associates re ba botsa gore the dangerous thing about spying on someone who knows that you are always there, you are constantly there 24/7, it's dangerous because how tsebo information about fanyona is done so intentionally in order to serve a later purpose. So that purpose it will reveal in the near future.